The latest leak to come out for Thunderbolts kind of gives us an idea. Actually, it doesn't give us an idea. It basically tells us who the villain is going to be, but it's not quite that simple because it's actually a superhero that also has a villain within them. Welcome to the Chaos Multiverse, everybody. Chaos here, and if you don't want spoilers for Thunderbolts, you should probably click off the video right now. And this one actually makes a lot of sense. I love this pick because there's also room to take this farther than just Thunderbolts. And a lot of people complain about Marvel movies where you get a one-and-done villain. It's like, oh, okay, we know the villain's going to get beat at the end of the movie, and then we're never going to see them again. Well, if this actually ends up being true, and this leak is true about the Thunderbolts villain, it doesn't have to be the end of the road at the end of Thunderbolts. This could actually be something that could tie all the way into the end of Phase 6 in Secret Wars. So let's go over it. And this comes from Daniel RPK. And he said on Twitter, Sentry will reportedly first appear as a member of the Thunderbolts team. Throughout the film, he will start hearing voices, lose his mind, leaving the Thunderbolts having to stop him at all costs. So let's talk about Robert Reynolds. Let's talk about Sentry, who was on Earth 616. And it's very fitting because Sentry is actually labeled a superhero. And he starts out that way. He is a superhero. He is a good guy. And he has all kinds of powers and abilities. Has superhuman senses, energy manipulation, regeneration, immortality. I mean, he can fly. Basically, he's Superman. Superhuman physical conditions, superhuman senses. It goes on and on. This guy is not just a regular villain, which is one of the reasons I'm glad they picked him, because I don't want Sentry to be a one-off. He doesn't need to be a one-off. Thunderbolts take care of him and is gone. No, this guy can have, he can create a lot of waves and ripples throughout the future of the MCU. So, if he's a superhero, why would they say he's a villain? Well, they are going right along the Marvel comic line with this. So, Daniel RPK says that he will start off good, and then he will start hearing voices. Those voices that he's hearing is the Void. So the Void is actually this evil entity that takes over Sentry. He hasn't just taken over Sentry. I'm pretty sure he's taken over Hulk and other superheroes as well. And that's where things go off the rails. Once the Void takes over completely, you can imagine all the powers that Sentry has. Like I said, just kind of put him on the same level as Superman, and then all of a sudden he's bad. I mean, even to the point where it's been labeled that he has the powers of 1,000,000 exploding suns. So you guys can kind of see how this could get out of hand really quick for the Thunderbolts. They have a member of their team, and all of a sudden, this evil Superman type clone goes off the rails. And he's not the only one that Marvel has kind of made in Superman's image. Everybody was wondering if it was going to be Sentry or Hyperion to be the villain of this, and I still think we're going to see Hyperion, but Sentry is a perfect pick. So if this ends up being true, this is going to be a wild movie, but I also think it's not going to be a one-off. I think even if they defeat him, maybe they bring him back. Maybe they bring Robert Reynolds back, and Sentry becomes one of the Avengers in the future, or he bounces back and forth, and he ends up getting turned again, and he's working for Kang. Who knows? I just don't think he's going to be one of those one-off villains in the MCU. Let me know what you guys think. Have a Merry Christmas, and I'll see you tomorrow.